Hello, hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. And you?
I'm excellent.
Yeah.
So, you know how the drill goes. So tell me your seeking story and what got you here.
My seeking story basically is, when I was young, my sister told me there was God in India. His name was Sai Baba. So I used to believe him just because he was God, because I didn't know anything else better. And slowly, I got older and I went to India, so basically to see him, because my sister said he called us to went to see him.
Mhm.
And basically my mind was I was working so many hours to go to India, and so go to India and so when I went there, I expect in my mind to have an interview with him. So I didn't get the interview, and I was every week standing there for a long time in the line, I didn't get anything, and I was disappointed. So basically, it continued. And later I go further go on. I want to be footballer. It didn't work out, and things didn't work out, and I start to pray God. And back of my mind, I would like before, okay, everything's okay. I'll go continue my life, and I have no fear like I losing my parents or anything. And everything was okay. And I had believe always if after I had even no fear to die, and after we die, I'll back to everyone will be back to Baba God, Sai Baba in India.
Mhm.
And suddenly in later year, and the fear came, and I think I took the LSD, and I was looking at a podcast, and it say like everything in the end, even thought will disappear, and that feeling that everything will disappear feeling that gave me so scared feeling. Since that, I don't know. I look for God, I search for God all my life, I cannot find, and so the fear of like a this is a dream, my family is a dream, this life illusion, and so there's constantly fear, and I whole time I'm smoking to get away from that fear. So I smoke a lot marijuana, just joint, and it's always here the fear.
Mhm.
Yeah, basically go and Sai Baba is the God whole purpose my life. So where is he? Where is he? He's the avatar. He came to awaken me, but I pray him, but he's never here. And so yeah, I'm here to
How did
seek
you
maybe guidance something.
how did you find me then from Sai Baba to here?
Because I think I found suddenly a video from Angelo,
Okay.
and um, and I was looking his video. In first, I was scared to watch his video. Always, I don't know why. I feel scared, but and through him, and I made, I think, some group video with you, and with you, I saw, and I watched your video like with other people, Insta talking, and you was really, most people just talk, but you was like two people like talking, one on one,
Mhm.
like, and so that's how I found you.
So, what do you believe at this very instance, at this very second, if you cannot go to the past or the future?
I don't know.
Okay. Who's the I that doesn't know? Where's the I if you cannot go to the past or the future?
I just here,
Okay. Where is it? Where's the here? The I that's here.
the sensation and the idea. I'll
Okay.
say
Yeah.
here,
Yeah. What if you take away the language at this moment? What is left?
nothing.
Yeah. So what if you've been looking, staring at God always, infinitely, but you just call it different names? What if you take away the language? What are you looking at?
I'll say to nothing.
Yeah. What's between nothing and not nothing?
Just awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
the emptiness. Yeah,
Yeah. How are you feeling right now?
Okay,
Okay.
but I cannot sit on this. I get so scared always.
What if you take away the past and the future? What are you scared of?
Nothing.
Yeah.
But the sensation is always there. The how should I say it? So I know I can think
Whereabouts are
logically
you,
in my
Manoj?
mind.
Whereabouts are you? Where are you
In Belgium
in
at the
Belgium? Okay.
moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
For example, my I can feel the sensation and delicate things.
Hmm.
The fear is always is my mind creation, but it's always there. And it come always back to the God, Sai Baba, and things because now I'm so confused. Is okay. Let's say
Yeah.
the God is
What if
always here.
what if that's just a belief that Sai Baba is God? It's not an individual, right?
That means whole thing is a lie. All thing I learned from my life until
Yeah.
now. Then
Because you're looking for the next, the next, the next. So you're missing what's in front of you. What's looking is also what's being looked at.
and the part I don't understand.
You don't have to understand it. So what if you take away the language, take away all the words? What are you looking for?
Nothing.
Yeah. What if the mind creates this delusion of trying to look for God in the next when it's always been here? It's always what you are, not
And that
what you
means
think
that's
you
it.
are. Because the moment that you think that someone is God, then that separates you.
Yeah, I also know I'm also part of the God, but I mean, that means
Not just part,
I am also, but because I cannot believe that, for
has nothing
example,
to do with belief. What's between belief and non-belief?
also not an empty space.
Yeah,
But in the empty space, everything arises. For example, we are having this conversation, and my
yeah.
after this conversation, my life continue. But the feeling is still there.
But
That
but
the
the but
search
the
is still there.
but if you take away the next, what's after this meeting? Something that's here that we can't talk about that is always here. And then life, kind of like you said, there's always this empty space, right? But life seems to appear from that, like work and all that kind of stuff, right? And then the mind tries to create this division by thinking that it's not here, that it's in the next. What if you've been looking for is already here? It's not in a person, it's not me, it's not you, it's not Sai Baba. If you take all the words away, because that's the illusion that there's someone that you have to get it from somehow, someone.
So I it can confuse me. So is this? That means nothing special daily life. You just go on moving this normal life. Then
It's just a thought. Yeah, it's just the normalcy, the immediacy, the simplicity, right? When I walk in the morning, I I see the sunrise, tears come out of my eyes, right? Because there's no more thoughts. There's just a wonderment of all the simple things. I see everything as God, but there's no I that sees it too. So God sees everything as it.
see,
Yeah,
that's the part I get confused. See, where you say it now, you
yeah,
don't see it, but God see it.
yeah.
But how you know God see it? How you experience that?
It's just words. It's just words that I'm trying to say here, right? The words are completely irrelevant because there's something here that cannot be said. I can't even really say God because that's just another construct of the mind. God can't be constructed because it's always what's here. That's why I'm asking you, if you take away the language, what's left? The mind will say nothing, but it's not really nothing. The mind doesn't want to see it, so it tries to fracture it by saying that it's something or nothing. So what are you without language at this moment? Just go directly at it.
Nothing.
Yeah. What if you unlabel the word nothing? What's left?
Just this.
Yeah.
But just this doesn't feel comfortable. But there's also thought. But
Yeah,
it
yeah.
thought arise.
Well, if you go directly at that uncomfortable It's just a feeling, right? So what if you unlabel the
Yeah,
word uncomfortable? What's left?
just sensation feeling.
Good. See? What if you take away the word sensations? What's left?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Just this.
Yeah. So now you're beginning to wake up, right? If you
See,
can't go to the past or the future, where's the you?
there is no me, but still there is, because I see the problem is, so for example now I understand, I always knew what you're trying to say, but I cannot believe this is it, you know.
Why don't you get out of the way? It has nothing to do with what you think or believe.
It's hard.
Well, that's just a belief. You see what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, but
Yeah.
it's so,
Yeah. Do you really understand it? Or do you think that you just understand it?
I think I just understand.
Good. Yeah. So again, at this very second, what do you believe if you cannot go to the past or the future?
Nothing, just this.
Yeah. Even take away those words, what's left? You don't have to say it. Just go there. If there's no next, there's no past, then there's just this almost like a peace, right? A quietness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where sensation like a
Yeah. Yeah. So this is a never ending unfolding. Now that it's like a first awakening, you know what I'm saying? But the mind doesn't want to accept that, right? Because the mind is looking for the next, but the mind does not exist. Where's the next?
well,
Where's the
that
past?
is, sorry, that is what bothered me most. When I sit on these things, the
Yeah.
silence, I cannot bear it.
Okay, that's a belief.
But
It's a
my,
belief, believing a belief that creates a sense of identity. But if you look at a sense of identity, it's just a belief. If you look at a belief, it's just a thought. If you see a thought, it's just words. And if you look at words, they're all made up. Every single, show me a word that's not made up.
everything's made up.
Yeah. So why do you believe it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
And how do you, for example, how do you deal with the fear? For example, do you have no fear like a dying? Like for example, I love my family. You know, for example, in my idea always after I die,
I
we'll go
don't,
all
I,
together
if you
heaven. You
take
know,
away the past and the future, where's the fear?
no fear.
Yeah. If
But
you
I cannot
take,
sit.
if you take away the past and the future, then this must be heaven. You just think it's not.
But how are you able to sit constantly on this thing?
Because I can't seem to, because when this realization happened, I could not find Emerson. It's just a thought. Manoj is just a thought. So if Emerson's just a thought, then his thought about the past and the future is made up. Then everything that he thinks about is made up, right? But it sees something that cannot be made up. That's why it cries in the morning or at night when the sun sets, right? That's why it's very present at this moment. That's why there's, you know what, there's several people that sees this clarity too after even one or two sessions, right? It's effective because there's no more mind here. The mind is a fabrication. There's an immediacy in the talk right now. I'm trying to speak something that cannot be spoken of, and I'm honest about it. I'm trying to show you what's already here, right? Without your mind. If you take away the thoughts, the beliefs, what's left?
Just this present,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
strange feeling.
yeah. Even if you take away the word strange, what's left?
Just this. Yeah, I cannot say. Yeah, I cannot say
Yeah,
it. What this.
yeah. Isn't non-duality, enlightenment, or whatever? Isn't it unspeakable, unthinkable? unknowable. And yet here it is, very direct.
And so all the online people, they say, I got experience this, I got this, people came to me, visit this, all. So this all lie.
It's all thoughts, thought level.
So in thought level, it did happen.
It happened, it did not happen, it doesn't matter because it's a thought. It's
I
all
want to
made
ask you,
up, remember? It's all made up,
I
right?
know.
Every single thought is. So everything that you hear about this is made up too. Lies, truth are made up, right? Because the moment that you think it's true or a lie, it's made up. It doesn't matter. It's duality, right?
Do you enjoy daily life?
I do immensely. Yeah. I have the most simple life, right? I do talk for 8, 10 hours. I walk for a couple hours in the morning. And then at night, you know what I'm saying? I walk again. And that's it. There's a contentment with the mundane and simple things, right? There's a contentment.
Yeah, but do you also feel you start to lose people? You don't enjoy talking people, looking movie?
No, no, no. There's a
No?
full-on enjoyment of whatever, right? So I have actually closer relationships now with my friends, my parents, my brothers, my
Yeah,
sister. It's more authentic because there's no more Emerson pretending to be liked or not liked. It's just what it is.
yes, but I also have no, if I think I also have no better connection, but I don't like to talk so much because I always like to only
You
talk
don't
this
have
kind
to.
of things, you
You
know?
don't have to. Yeah, I'm more of a what do you call that character? I'm more of an introvert character.
Yeah.
I get
But for
invited to
me,
I get invited to travel all around the world to do talks and everything. I always say no.
where are you from?
I'm in Toronto,
Was
Canada.
you born also there?
No, I'm Filipino.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you know some
Yeah.
Filipinos in Belgium?
Yes, I have one
Yeah,
friend,
yeah,
Filipino,
yeah.
yeah.
They're
His
good
name
people.
also Alex, yeah.
Yeah,
Nice
yeah.
people.
Nice people. Yeah,
Yeah.
family oriented. Hardworking, happy. You know what I'm saying? So, or
So how
sometimes not
is
happy.
sorry, for how is for you life then? So now you are here, you still have to live, continue your this stream, you have to continue this stream until the certain time.
Yeah.
And and I'm suddenly here. And so I have to go to here, but still that feel doesn't feel like the satisfaction that I'm looking for. And
Well,
I'm
that's the
still
mind. That's a belief.
and how do I get off rid of the mind then?
Well, what are you without the past or the present, the past or the future?
Nothing. But it's hard to sit on that all day.
No, no, no. That's just a belief. I'm always here. There's people that I talk to that are always here. This is just your first, this is just your first encounter of this, right?
No, I think this is I was you saying I know, but I'm scared to believe it.
Well, it has nothing to do with belief.
And
That's the ego, that's the mind, right? But the ego and the mind is non-existent.
it's like when you're
Again,
cheating on
if you, it's almost like you've been brainwashed, for like the big part of your life. And this is just a deprogramming to go back into that natural state of contentment, the natural state of just ease, right? The natural state of fearlessness. Some people take longer to unravel, you know what I'm saying, to come into this clarity. Some people, you know what I'm saying, it snaps right away. How old are you, Manuj?
I'm 30 now.
How old?
30, 30.
30. Okay, 30.
Yeah,
You're
30, yeah.
young. Oh my goodness, this will be easier for you, right? I have people that are 80 years old, 90 years old, right? They've been seeking for 50 years and they end their seeking. So it's going to be nothing for you. You're not as brainwashed yet, right? There's people that have visited all the gurus, right? They have seen all of the enlightened people apparently. So this is a very direct, no nonsense, no frills, you know what I'm saying? And it works. If you look at my channel, I have about 200 plus videos of this over and over again. And
I
it's
know.
there's always a shift in perception, right? So
So basically, awakening is seeing point of view, like how
it's
should I
right
say,
now. It's only right now.
Yeah,
It's
because
not in the next.
I know
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say, but it's still like a mind will make like a next. For example, the city was always the same, and you don't enjoy it. And like example, now something happened, you
Well,
enjoy it. The city was always the same.
that's just a belief that you have. The belief starts falling apart, right? Because it doesn't have a self that it clings onto. So what's between a self and a no self? And if you take away the next and the past, then it's always like this. You're just not used to it yet. You know what I'm saying?
I know,
Yeah, yeah.
but I
But
cannot believe that this is it. You know, this is so simple. So
it's
this,
so simple. It is actually it. It's so simple. But it starts gradually growing into more of a, like in the
mm.
first couple of years, I was just quiet. I was just like, oh my goodness, my mind is quiet. And then now I enjoy dancing and, you know, um, stuff like that, right? Even on my own.
Do you do something to be of you just it happening its own?
It's
Like
just
you have to
unfolding on its
meditate
own.
of.
Yeah. No, no, yeah.
So I have
I
nothing to
used to
do with it.
be I used to be a meditation teacher for 10 years, right? So I graduated about 500 students.
So
And
basically, I have nothing to do with it.
you have nothing to do with it. Yeah, it already is. God always is. It doesn't need your belief or non-belief. It doesn't need your fear or no fear, right? It always is. And what's always is what you are, not what you think you are, not what you believe you are. Those are fabrications. Anything that you say, anything that you hear, anything that you even feel is a fabrication. The moment that a feeling comes, the mind hijacks it and calls it, I'm afraid. But that's just a belief. Again, at this very moment, this very instance, if you take away the past and the future, what do you believe?
Nothing.
Yeah. If you take the word nothing, what's left? You don't have to say it. Clarity, right? There's clarity without language. I'm the same as you. You know what I'm saying? I was looking for God. So I was looking for God in gurus and teachers and masters. And guess what I found out? That's just a thought. That's just a belief. If you look at the word belief, there's the word lie in the middle of it. If you look at a thought, you can never find it because it's not real. So would you rather believe what you think or something that's always here? Something that is infinite, something that is doesn't have a beginning or an ending. Some people call it silence. Some people call it without language. Some people call it awareness, consciousness. Some people call it God. But you can't call that any of that name because the moment that you call it a name, then the mind hijacks it and calls it something, thinks of it something. I'm just gonna get a glass of water. My voice is I've
Yeah,
been talking
no
since
problem.
6. Okay, just a second.
I mean, also go on, no problem. It's okay.
Okay, so tell me your story about Sai Baba. Let's
It means, you know, everything is just a thought, and that means everything is a lie. Then for me, then the
yeah,
whole thing was, for example, I go to him. He's a god that he came
yeah.
avatar. Every yuga's avatar will come, and he was avatar. So basically, he came to awaken us. We are, and he
Yeah,
say he's a god. We also are god.
yeah. But how many people have we waken up?
No, not many, but
There
they
you
all,
go.
yeah.
If it was true, you know, saying he would be, there would be videos about him waking up a whole bunch of people.
But there are fews, and they say, and the experience, they say, you know, like for example, they feel like everything is one and everything is I, and I'm
If you take away
God
the
is me.
language, if you take away the language, then everything is one.
But do you also experience as one everything?
Yeah, there's no separation.
There is this also thought, no? What you just say?
It's all thoughts, yeah. You can't say what I'm trying to say, just read between the lines, right? So
Yeah.
it's between one and not one. The moment that you put someone on a pedestal, then you're not one anymore. Then you're separate from that guru or teacher, right? The reason I do mostly one-on-ones is to level the field so there's equality here.
So there is no like people say bhakti part, like a devotion part, and you like a and service part,
Listen, Manoj, I did all of that for
and
20 years. I
yeah,
was a bhakti yogi, I was a
yeah.
karmi yogi, I was a jnani yogi. There's no path. You know what it did for me? It did give me so much suffering, right? Because one day I'm thinking, oh, it's all one. And then the next day I'm like, oh, I don't feel like it's all one because my mother is sick.
And how do you deal with the like
Oh, I,
things?
I want, you know what? I was a spiritual teacher already, and I was always on a pedestal, you know. People would cry. Some people from India would come and kiss my feet, you know what I'm saying? And I have to get rid of that character because that character is just another thought, it's just another illusion. Then people just believe that you're a saint. But when no one's looking, I'm sure if you dig enough, you probably find some controversies about Sai Baba.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But he never, But what I'm trying to say is that there's equality in everything. If you take away the pedestals and everything is one. And again, that's just another thought. What I'm trying to say here can't really be said. That's why I go in between, right? What's between this and not this?
Nothing to silence that what I'm.
Yeah. Silence is the greatest teacher.
And for you now, where are you at the moment now? It's where your life, for example, huh? And if you
Oh,
lose
there's
somebody in your
for
example,
sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. Continue,
sorry.
sorry. No, go ahead, go ahead. So where am I
I
in my
understand.
life?
I understand there
Cheers,
is no
cheers,
past. There is
Manuch.
no. Cheers. I know there is no past future, but I'm just trying to because you are there. I don't know. You are with parents of somebody where you are living, for example, and they passed away or something. How do you deal with the grief? How do you that idea thought process? How do you go through it? I'm trying to say because you are
Everything
still on this
is
earth, you know.
Yeah, everything is very direct. I'm here and not here simultaneously. What's between I'm here and I'm not here?
Against that silence.
So what's here is also what's there. What's between here and there? I'm just trying to open up your eyes so that you see that
I see, but I don't want to. That is so. This is it, and I don't feel that satisfaction. You know that. Oh,
it it has nothing to do with what you feel or what you think,
I know,
right?
but that's so it's so hard. You know, I
Well, you know what?
understand.
It's just
It's all yeah.
you know what? Just do it's almost like a deprogramming of what you believe, right? It's not going to go in one session, So for some people it does, to be honest, right? But since you have a big belief system, it's almost like unraveling all of that so that it's all nothing. It's a very humbling experience when you're the same as the stone and the trees and the sky and the mud and the dirt. If you take away all, if you unlabel everything, what's left?
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So appearance is also illusion. Just a thought.
Everything that you see, the moment that you see it, the thought names it. Kind of like what I say. What if you've been staring at God this whole time and you're just blind to it because you keep on naming it others, me, sun, dirt, mud. What are you looking at right now if you cannot use words?
There's nothing.
Yeah,
It's this.
yeah. And it's just not even nothing. Nothing is just another label, right?
I know.
Yeah. And then when the label starts, it's almost like when you're a baby. Did you have thoughts? No. You just learned all of this thinking. So it's not really, it's almost like that's artificial. Thinking is artificial. It's foreign. If you look at the animals, if you look at the dog, for example, or a cat, right? There's no thoughts there, and they seem to be at peace.
So basically, there is no karma, there is no past, there is no future, there is
No.
nothing.
I
There is
was
always
I
this.
was a karma teacher for quite a while. You know what I'm saying? I thought about karma all the
So,
time. There's no such thing. It's just words. Every single word is made up.
but they teach us all the fear. It is for
It
to do
teaches the
something
fear.
bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So strange, to know
It
this,
is. I believed in that. I was there. I was there. So I thought that by serving others, I would redo my karma. You know what I'm saying? I did selfless service. I sold my house. I was on the streets, helping people on the streets. It felt really good, to be honest. It feels good to help others because there are really no others. But I'm looking for a reward for it, because if you believe in karma, then you will believe in action and reaction, cause and effect, right? But
Yeah,
cause and effect is just another thought.
yeah.
Yeah. There's no past lifetimes, there's no future lifetimes. Where is it?
And that in this part, for example, what heart scared me. I know there is no fear, but the idea, because so many years I have trained, that then like, oh, there is no path, it is just this. And
Yeah, yeah.
so I'd like to hold on the things, then
Yeah, that's just a belief. You can't hold on to an idea. When you go to sleep, you get wiped out clean. And then you
don't
wake
you
up
feel
again, and then you start
like,
believing again in all of this stuff, right? So,
but don't you feel there is no fear? That's strange, because there is a
yeah.
lot of fear in me.
Well, that's just a belief. If you
I know,
if you
but
if you take away the past or the future, where's the fear?
nowhere. But I can say nowhere. I can see, but the problem comes that the silence. So I have to train my mind to be like this, then to believe always there is nothing. There is always this.
Well, nothing is just a belief again. It has nothing to do with what the mind says, right? It's not even nothing.
I get it. I don't get it at the same time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's between getting it and not getting it?
Just this silence.
Yeah, it's beautiful actually. Right? Yeah, I did. I read the Upanishads. I read the Bhagavad Gita. I followed a whole bunch of teachers and gurus, and you know, I almost became a disciple of a famous guru, right? But I saw that they're believing their words, because about 15 years ago, I can't remember how long ago it was. Um, I was walking on the street, and then I did a whole bunch of teacher trainings to become a spiritual teacher. And then all of a sudden, the illusion dropped, and I just saw everything as made up, because the one that is thinking is made up. So if the one that is thinking is made up, then everything that it thinks is also made up, including karma, including dharma, including path, including everything that it can think about, really, right? And you know what? I spent so much money traveling around, you know, to find the perfect guru. Did I find it? No. Do I consider myself a teacher, guru, or a speaker? No. Don't consider myself anything at all. But the silence speaks louder than the words that I speak. I don't have to prove anything, right? But I do like showing videos, saying of people, because it is possible, right?
Yeah,
It
you
is.
know.
It's so simple. Yeah. So what do you do over there, Manoj, for work in in
At the moment,
Belgium?
I'm trying to be trader on a journey to be, trading,
Oh, trading. Yeah,
financial
yeah.
market. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
trading.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I'm basically doing that at the moment.
Oh, good, good. Yeah.
That's it.
Are
A
you
lot of
studying right
stress,
now?
No, just
No.
yeah, home, just trying to make money. Just a whole day
Oh,
busy
yeah,
trying
yeah,
to
yeah,
do
yeah, yeah,
things.
yeah. You know what? I made a lot of money in my 20s, right? So, and then I gave it all up to be enlightened. There's no such thing as regrets, but I wish I kept some of it.
It does
No,
help in this world,
it
physical.
does. Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. But I'm
but
content. For 4 years, I was with my mom because my mom got sick, right? And she had brain cancer, meningioma. And I was content living in a single room. If you look at some of my videos, I still live with my mom in a single room, a single bed. That's okay, right? But there's contentment no matter what. There's contentment with no money. There's contentment with money.
so basically always same for you.
It's all the same. Yeah.
So for you, even your mother is there, no mother there for you,
Yeah.
there's nothing.
It's nothing. Yes. But there's a directness, right? So when I see my mother, there's a lot of love, right? Because there's authenticity.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I see you, there's also a lot of love because there's authenticity. There's a there's a narrative that I want you to get out of this thinking, of this belief, so that you can live free. But it's you're already free. You just think that you're not.
Because in many times this for me is now best somebody now directly say to me things. Before it was always video, third party of somebody.
Yeah.
I was confused what they mean, what this, and now
I'm
I,
just gonna be
I, I
honest, right? I'm gonna be honest. And I'm not trying to make myself better because I'm not, right? But I'm just gonna be blunt. If these people are true in what they're saying, why can't they show it?
yes.
Yeah. I have over 200 videos and there's probably 1,000 that I have not released, right? So, but I show it over and over how simple it is.
I think you are
Everybody's,
the only one do it, this like this.
yeah.
And to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, people charge too much, for because you have to work whole day for to earn this much money, and they
I
charge two
work
hundred, 300 bucks,
eight, eight, 8 to 10 hours. Some people just get like, it feels they're so privileged, right? I work hard for this. I
I
work
know.
8 to 10 hours, right? So, and
See,
then half of the people that I talk to can't even afford, and I do it for free.
and I'm really happy, because you was really affordable for me, and also for me to, talk directly this. And your talk always like scared me one time also, but also improved me all time to watch your video. It's like a strange. I don't know what, but also want to watch. That's so
Yeah. Yeah.
something you keep saying.
Because
I come back. Yeah,
because it challenges your belief system. It challenges the ego, the mind, right? Because like, what the hell? There's this person that he was petrified of me, so scared, right? I'm like, what are you scared of the kindness, of the brutal honesty? What are you scared of, right? I don't even have a community, so there's no people that put me up on a pedestal. Some people do, to be honest with you, right? But I don't encourage it. I go all out just to be simple and direct, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I was basically planning to go India in few month time to go to my guru place where he was dying. Now basically it's no point to go there. It's just
No, if you want to do something, you know what? I still have a couple of spots in my 4-day event, which is just nonstop like this, with only 15 people
where is it?
in Toronto, Canada.
Canada.
If you can
Yeah,
go to if you can go to India, you can come to Canada.
I know. And when was it?
May 22, so in 3 weeks. Mhm.
Oh, 3 weeks, it will be too fast for me. I was planning September. And other time you have when is you do other?
I think that I have one in September, but it's already full.
Okay.
The only reason that I have some spots is because people stopped their seeking because they just booked like 5 sessions and they're like, hey, Emerson, I don't need to go to the trip anymore. And I'm like, okay, no problem. For good reason, you know what I'm saying? That they stop. But there's also people there like that have that are helping me that are already doing the same thing that I'm doing. People that I've done one-on-one maybe a year ago. So you can even do this and be a trader. You know what I'm saying? And are you full Indian?
No, I'm Nepal. I'm born
Nepal.
Nepal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're Nepalese, right? You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was born in Nepal and I grew up in Belgium after to go.
So you're full Nepalese, right?
Yeah, full
Yeah,
Nepalese.
full Nepalese. Okay. And then you grew up in Belgium, right? So yeah, I'm Filipino, and um, yeah.
But you don't look like Filipino, you know, the friend I have and you look totally different than you.
Oh, really? What do I look
Yeah.
like?
I don't know, more Arab, like Arabic country, you know? Your
Good.
full bar. No?
I like that. Yeah. Yeah,
Because
not a lot of Filipinos can grow a beard, right? So,
yeah, they have young
yeah.
face, like baby face, no beard, you know? And
I
you have
like the
like full
beard.
beard.
I like the beard.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I like it.
that's right.
Yeah. I just got lazy one time of shaving all the time, so I just let the beard grow.
Same, same.
It's easy to maintain, right? So you just brush it, you know what I'm saying? The I'm so bad at shaving that I always have cuts on my face when I was shaving.
Me also.
Yeah, yeah. So
Uh, One more thing, for you also, like, you feel like an everyday life, like a repeat, like a movie watching a repeat movie.
well, I don't know how to explain it really, but everyday life, I don't see time anymore. So I don't see repeats anymore, right? So I just see one moment.
It's
It's hard to
strange, you know?
explain. It's hard to explain. I don't want it to sound so magical or mystical, right? But it's yeah, like for example, like people ask me, how do you do talk 8 to 10 hours a day? Like I don't even see it as that. I just see every moment as every moment. There's no past or future. It's just a thought.
But
If you look,
for example, for you now, I say things usually or 100 times, you know, for example. It's not like for like you see because when I go to talk normal people, I know what they're gonna say. I know what the talk is gonna be of this. You know, there's always the same talk, same things, same repeat.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's
So for you, it's always fresh, always new.
yeah, 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 yeah. My memory is not that good, so I forget a lot of things. I don't know what the timeline is. So when I say 15 years ago, maybe it's not even true. Right? It's because I don't see 15 years ago. So it's almost like every single thing that I talk of and I say is a fabrication. But there's something that I can't say that I can't fabricate. Everything that I'm talking about is an illusion, but there's something here that's not an illusion. And that's actually what's talking, and that's actually what's listening. But it doesn't have a language because it's infinite.
How are it is? Here
What's that?
we are here now. You know, the
Well,
street
that's just a
room.
thought. Are we really here if you take away the language?
Yeah, in that point of view, yes. No, there's nothing. But if I go now, I hang up the call. I continue my life now in thought base.
Well, that's just a thought. Are you really continuing your life? Do you even have a life?
So I never.
Is there even really a you, right?
So
It's
means
just
I
a
never
thought.
moved.
So
I
the whole
was.
fabrication, the whole construct in your mind is all fabricated. The whole framework that you understand is all made up of words, right? So it doesn't even matter what you say or not say. You see what I'm trying to say here?
I
Because
understand.
the moment when you go to sleep, think of it as opposite. The moment that you actually go to sleep, you wake up when it's just deep sleep.
Yeah, and it's always here. I know this, but
This is
but
the dream. Yeah.
That in that, for example, let me tell you, for this body at this thought doesn't feel comfortable on. So
It
the
you
silence
you just
doesn't
have
make me.
you just have to get out of the way because the mind, the ego, is so built up on a belief system that it should be this way or that way. Would you rather your
No,
belief system, or would you rather to experience God as it is?
God as it is.
Then get out of the way.
Uh, it's hard, you know.
Well, that's
I
just a
get it.
belief. Then you're
I
getting
know,
in
I
the
know.
way again. Ah,
Yeah,
see.
yeah, yeah. You see, you, so it's how fast it is. It happened, you know. That's instant.
There's even no you to get away. It's just a belief, right? Just to get the belief out, even including non-belief. What's between a belief and a non-belief?
Just this silence.
Yeah. So that's what it is you're getting reoriented back into what you really are, which is silence. Not what you think you are. What you think you are is bullshit. Bullshit, that one too. See?
No, I'm glad I spoke to you.
Oh, good. Yeah.
This it does clarify things for me, you know. That
Yeah.
so I have no more need to search for the God. He's always here.
It's always here. Yeah. You just have to get, you just have to start get deprogrammed. You're brainwashed by your mind to think, right? But in the absence of thoughts, it already is.
And how do you plan stuff then? If you're always in
In the
present.
moment, right now.
Ah, okay. Yeah, yeah.
I can't go to the past and plan the future. No,
It's
that's
always here. Yeah,
impossible. It's
yeah.
just
It's
always
always here.
now.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, for me, it's no question anymore. Thank you.
Good.
If I have
Well,
questions, it's just a thought. So yeah, what to ask?
I'm gonna stop the recording here.